Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. The year of gas acquitted well in spite of the attendant encumbrances of 2020, but chiefly it has set the momentum for a decade-long journey to the future of a gas-powered economy of deepened natural gas penetration and utilization, economic growth, employment, investment, gas-based and gas-powered industrialization, a future where there is probably nothing that gas is not. Welcome to the decade of gas. The story is topmost on our list of what's trending, even as GMD Melekiari explains what transparency has got to do with PHRC rehab financing, and by that extension, new business frontiers and partnership continue to be explored, with South Korea looking up to ease in matters of fiscal terms. A good day and a great dawn for Odiama in Brass, Bayelsa State, as the community now looks forward to a double-barrel turnaround of fortunes. A methanol plant and gas processing plant have been agreed upon, courtesy of Ncdmb, Nnpc, BFPCL, and DSV, all of whom you will be meeting in the details. That's on the other side of the break, and we're glad you could join us. My name is Aki Agbejule. This is Oil and Gas Forum.
No panic to buy fuel for black market. Nnpc go bring fuel for all motorists.
Nnpc say them get fuel jabrata for ground, so therefore no buy black market, no do panic buying, and no fuel day we go round.
Nnpc, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
President Muhammadu Buhari has launched an ambitious plan to power the economy with gas by the year 2030, stating that Nigeria, as the sixth largest gas country and ninth in gas export, consumes very little of the resources. Speaking at the virtual launch of the Decade of Gas pre-summit conference in Abuja with the theme Towards Gas-Powered Economy by 2030, President Buhari said that his administration would fully utilize the enormous gas resources in the country to uplift the economy and drive industrialization. He stated that before the declaration of the year 2020 as the year of gas, his administration had shown commitment to the development of Nigeria's vast gas resources and strengthening of the gas value chain by reviewing and gazetting policies and regulations to enhance operations in the sector as encapsulated in the National Gas Policy of 2017.
Nigeria LNG contributes about 1% to GDP and has contributed 114 billion United States dollars in revenues over the years, 9 billion United States dollars in taxes, 18 billion United States dollars in dividends to the federal government, 15 billion United States dollars in feed gas purchases, and all these were achieved with 100% Nigerian management and 95% Nigerian workforce.
Also speaking at the event, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Pre-Silva, said Nigeria's enormous gas resource would enable it to tackle the energy poverty in the country, to generate electricity and power its industries. Chief Silva pointed out that the deal to build the $10 billion Train 7 by the shareholders of NLNG, despite the disruption that happened last year, as a pointer to the potentials available in the sector.
In the year 2020, the Nigeria LNG, a venture partnership between the federal government of Nigeria and international oil majors, closed the deal on the $10 billion Train 7 gas expansion project, expected to lift Nigeria's LNG output by more than 30%. The Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano AKK pipeline, a 614-kilometer long natural gas project.
He expressed the commitment of the Buhari administration to get a new law for the industry through the Petroleum Industry Bill (PIB), saying the law would be passed soon. In his welcome address at the event, the Group Managing Director of the Nnpc, Malam Melekiari, stated that technology and innovation were facilitating a new global energy order aimed at decarbonizing the world and safeguarding the climate, stressing that renewable energy sources such as solar and wind, which would be key components of the new energy mix, were largely influenced by seasons and were non-transportable to demand centers where they are in short supply. He stated that under the circumstances, natural gas and by extension blue hydrogen would be heavily depended upon as transition fuels to play a key role in the clean energy drive and will provide significant proportion of the global energy mix as well as guarantee feedstock to gas-based industries.
Nigeria, under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, has committed huge resources to ensure that domestic gas infrastructure reach every corner of our country, to deepen natural gas utilization, support investment in power and gas-based industries, grow the economy and generate employment for millions of our young people.
The managing director of Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG), Engineer Tony Atta, stated that Nigeria currently plays a significant role in the global energy sector, holding the position of the largest oil and gas producer in Africa and the sixth supplier of global LNG through the operations of Nigeria LNG Limited.
Our Train 7 project alone will attract about $10 billion into the country with very significant revenue generation for government and our shareholders, in addition to over 12,000 jobs opportunity for Nigerians.
Speaking on behalf of operators, the chairman of Oil Producers Trade Section OPTS and managing director of Total E&P Nigeria, Mr. Michael Sangster, called for a fiscal regime that would attract investment to gas sector.
PIB, I think, is a great opportunity really to stimulate the investment in gas, and I think it's an opportunity really to put in place a governance system and a fiscal system which really, which really encourages investment both in the midstream and in the upstream side of the gas market.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (Nnpc) has expressed readiness to explore new areas of business partnership with South Korean companies that could mutually improve the economic fortunes of both countries. The group managing director of Nnpc, Malamele Kyari, stated this while receiving the South Korean ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency Ambassador Kim Yong-chai, who was on a visit to the Nnpc Towers, Abuja. He said the corporation's partnership with Korea would go a long way in fixing the infrastructural needs of its subsidiaries, noting that technology was required for the companies to nurture their operations to profitability. He said the corporation would not hesitate to take advantage of opportunities that could maximize the country's potentials.
As a country, I know also that we're trying to see how can we move in that trajectory so that this country, which has very huge potentials, can grow and benefit the world. We look forward to having more and more relationship that will be beneficial to all of us.
Earlier in his remarks, the South Korean ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Kim Yong-chai, said he was at the corporation on a business visit aimed at expanding the business footprints of Korea in Nigeria.
Korean companies' presence in Nigeria, but as an ambassador, I have to be ambitious.
He said it was important for South Korea and Nnpc to engage in high-level economic engagement in order to grow the upstream and downstream sectors of the oil and gas industry, stressing that a lot of opportunities were available for both countries to take advantage of.
In the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), transparency, accountability, and performance excellence TAPE is our philosophy and business secrets that has made us a going concern as our stakeholders are monthly furnished and updated with our financial and operations report. Our 2018 and 2019 audited financial statements have been published. So, for us, we believe that these efforts have earned us a well-deserved place in the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Neiti, as a partner company. In Nnpc, we remain committed to transparency, accountability, and performance excellence TAPE in line with global best practices.
Nnpc, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
The The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (Nnpc) has begun to reap the benefits of its management commitment to transparency and accountability, with bountiful opportunities of private sector financing for its projects. This was disclosed by the Group Managing Director of the Nnpc, Malamele Kyari, while playing host to the management team of the Nigeria Extractive Industries and Transparency Initiative (Neiti), led by its Executive Secretary, Dr. Oji Ogbonnaya Oji, at the Nnpc Towers, Abuja. Malam Kyari stated that the publication of the corporation's audited financial statements have significantly improved investors' confidence in the corporation and was instrumental to the speedy facilitation of the financing agreement for the rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery by the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank.
Since we opted to disclose our financial statements, the speed with which we close financial transactions has been monumental. Probably we have gained about almost, we do them at a quarter of the time they would have ordinarily taken.
Speaking earlier, the Executive Secretary of Neiti, Dr. Oji Ogbonnaya Oji, described Nnpc as a key partner of the agency, whose role in the industry stands clearly on the orbit.
The Nnpc is of a special class when we come to the stakeholders we're dealing with. Neiti is a coalition of government, civil society, and companies. But among the companies, the Nnpc's role in the industry stands clearly on the orbit. Under your leadership, there is dialogue, there is regular engagement, there is effective communication, and there is impact. For the first time in 43 years, the audited financial statement, Nnpc, on our recommendation, is now a member of the global EITI, joining global oil companies. And to become a member of the EITI is a lot. You committed to a lot, and some of which you are already doing.
Dr. Oji also expressed support for the ongoing engagements on the Petroleum Industry Bill (PIB), which he said would help close all possible gaps in the proposed legislation.